Tonight, fire-damaged businesses plan to reopen. International flights edge closer to takeoff. How a simple eye test saved a man's life. And cane growers leading the way in eco-farming.
Across Mackay, the Whitsundays and the coalfields, this is 7 Local News with Rob Bruff.
Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us. Part of a Whitsunday shopping centre destroyed by fire last week has now been demolished. Some shop owners are already planning to reopen next week, but others doubt that they'll ever trade again.
Somewhere amongst this rubble is Adele Katsky's hair salon. Glambox was one of 11 businesses destroyed in last Sunday's inferno. Machinery moved in this week to clear what remained.
Still devastating, we sort of come to terms now with what has happened, and you know that you've got to move on.
$2,500 has already been raised for new equipment. Adele now plans to reopen in a nearby complex within a fortnight.
We can do it basic, just to start off with, just to get up and going, and then from there we'll see what happens.
Essential services have been restored, including this makeshift bank. Surviving shops reopened on Saturday.
It's a little bit slow, but it picked up yesterday, but we're grateful for the people that have come back and supported us.
And I really encourage people to get out and support those people, because even though their premises wasn't damaged by the fire, they did have quite a few days off where they couldn't trade.
One shop is unlikely to trade again. It's the second time Marino's Deli has been destroyed by fire. Its owners have conceded they're not sure if and how Marino's will rise again. The cause of the blaze is still yet to be determined. It's not known if this section of the centre will be rebuilt.
Will be updated in due course.
I'd encourage it to come back bigger and better than ever.
Kate Leonard-Jones, 7 News.
Mackay and Whitsunday airports are one step closer to securing international flights to and from the region. If all goes to plan, chartered planes from New Zealand could be landing here later this year.
Unblemished beaches and crystal blue waters, these are the sights our region is renowned for.
And there's absolutely special experiences here with 31 pristine beaches, and some of those beaches you can be the only person on. That's a fantastic product to sell to the world.
Now the link to the Whitsundays could become a destination itself. Both the Mackay and Whitsunday airports are working towards getting direct flights from New Zealand. Federal Assistant Immigration Minister James McGrath today travelled to the region to meet with managers from both airports.
Making sure you shift from a domestic airport to an international airport, and that involves things to do with AQUES, border control, customs, immigration, all those things.
Whitsunday plans to jump straight in, while Mackay has a different flight path, taking a test run first.
If you live in Mackay and you live in the Whitsundays, support these proposals by flying to New Zealand, because remember, New Zealanders are going to be flying here and supporting the economy here locally.
If all goes well, it could mean the promise of flights from other destinations. While charters are likely to start later this year, bidding for international visitors has already started.
Rather than actually flying into Mackay and have to get a bus to come up to the Whitsundays, they may as well fly straight into Proserpine and they're at the Whitsundays.
Georgia Terry, 7 News.
Troubled mining giant Peabody Energy insists it's business as usual at its 6 local coal mines, despite filing for bankruptcy protection in the US. The company has blamed a slump in coal prices for the move it says will cut debt. But it maintains its Queensland operations aren't affected, and the decision will shore up their long-term future. Peabody runs mines at Burton, North Goonyella, Copperbella, Middlemount, Millennium and Moorvale. Now, police are planning a major crackdown on unsafe truckies. Officers across the state are receiving extra training ahead of the statewide blitz next month.
Local police are tired of dealing with fatigued truck drivers on the road.
We're not picking on any one company individual, we cover the lot. Yeah, win, lose it all.
Officers across the state are being trained ahead of a month-long crackdown on truckies behaving badly.
So we'll just do as much as the state as we can within that short period of time.
Police set up on this section of the Bruce Highway, checking drivers aren't over the limit and that logbooks add up.
We've got a few fatigue management today, this morning. We've only been here a few hours.
They make no apologies for the targeted campaign. They say truckies are overrepresented in traffic crashes across Queensland.
Truck drivers probably around about 20%, in traffic crashes, but there's only 6% of them on the road. So when you look at that, it's very important that they manage it.
Inaccurate logbook data is a major concern for police. Truckies must keep to strict driving times or risk receiving tough penalties.
A logbook, fill it out, take your time to fill it out, and just watch your fatigue at the end of the day.
The campaign begins on May 1. Dante Chacon, 7 News.
A Mackay man is warning others to book in for an eye test after a routine check saved his life. Peter Worth was shocked when he was told he had a melanoma of the eye.
It's the close shave with death that blindsided Peter.
To experience that sentence, I've got some bad news, you don't hear much after that.
He first knew something was wrong when he noticed a flickering in his eye. 6 months went by and it only got worse. A routine eye check revealed his progressive vision loss could have killed him.
He told me the bad news was that I had a tumour, probably a melanoma.
The condition is rare and aggressive. Optometrist Jay Ung has only seen 3 cases in his 8-year career. The exact cause is not known, but increased exposure to UV rays is a risk factor.
When the tumour grew at the back of the eye, it causes the retina to be detached and causing a retinal detachment. When that happens, then the vision is virtually gone.
In Peter's case, early detection was key. If he had waited any longer, his surgeon would have had to remove his whole eye. Peter had radiation treatment to treat his tumour. He does now suffer some minor vision loss, but for Peter, it's a small price to pay for what could have been.
If anybody notices a change in their vision, for God's sake, get it looked at.
Lauren Myra, 7 News.
Farmers from across Queensland have come together to discuss how to reduce their environmental impact on the reef. The group is travelling to properties as far away as Atherton to see new practices in action.
Striking a balance between environmental sustainability and profitability has long been a concern for cane growers.
We all have to be able to pay the bills, but at the end of the day, we also have to be here for the long term.
Anything that comes off the land ends up in the Great Barrier Reef Lagoon, which can then hamper any coral productivity. That's the way it thrives on the reef.
Simon Matson is at the forefront of eco-friendly farming. He's integrated the use of sunflowers and legumes on his cane farm situated just outside Marion. Not only does it reduce sediment making its way to the reef, but also improves soil quality.
Every one of us has an impact, and certainly there needs to be some serious practice change within agriculture to reduce our impact on the Great Barrier Reef.
Today, he shared his concept with farmers from Cairns to Mackay. The group is travelling around northern Queensland to workshop ways to reduce runoff to the reef, sharing ideas as they go.
Find out what's working, what isn't working, have a discussion about it, see what can be adapted to different regions and see what can get the best outcome for both the environment and the production.
The group will continue its journey to Cairns tomorrow. Georgia Terry, 7 News.
The first Rotary Hay Run of the year is a particularly poignant reminder of the crisis on the land. 9 tonnes of hay bales are on their way tonight from Mackay to Longreach to help 400 drought-stricken farmers.
Tractors fired up early for this morning's Mercy mission. Workers ensured each of the 176 hay bales was stacked and strapped carefully in place.
One of these trucks has our 5,000 bale of hay to go to Longreach. We've been going now for 23 months.
Recent rain out west hasn't been enough to break the drought. Many generational farmers have been forced to sell their livestock.
Some of them have 100% destocked, but the majority of them have only got their breeding stock left.
Alan, a farmer from Longreach, knows firsthand the impact the drought is having. His dad took his own life last year after the stress became too much. Alan now runs the farm and says times are still tough.
It's the worst I've seen, but I'm not that old. Sort of on autopilot, I think. Go to work, we still got a few stock where we are.
Not even a foot of grass and brown as far as I can see. That's what it looks like.
Pioneer Valley Rotary relies on donations to make deliveries like these. 42 local farmers provided these bales to the Drought Assistant Project. Another 2 runs will be made next week, but the service needs more than $1 million to keep the hay run trucking along.
So we're looking at another 3 to 4 years before, even if the drought breaks tomorrow, before they can get enough grass to be self-sufficient.
For details on how to donate, head to our Facebook page. Kate Leonard-Jones, 7 News.
In some better news, there's hope that a trough sitting off the coast will bring some relief for farmers doing it tough. The system brought some heavy rain to parts of our region today. The Goose Ponds received 30 millimetres in 3 hours, and it was the same story at Roe Allen Park. One property owner at Farley recorded 80 mils in less than 24 hours. Showers are expected to continue until tomorrow. Let's have a look now what's happening around our region. Here's Kathleen Price.
Thanks, Rob. Well, there's plenty happening around the region over the week ahead, including a free family fun day here at the Mech next Tuesday, and Artspace Mackay is hosting a free artist talk on Saturday morning. Let's check out all the details. Artspace Mackay is hosting a free artist floor talk on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Carl Warner is a leading contemporary Queensland artist working in lens-based media. His latest solo exhibition will feature works created over 20 years, spent travelling the Pacific Rim, detailing human presence, and includes his time spent in Mackay. The Mackay Family History Society is celebrating their 35th anniversary this Saturday with an open day at their library rooms at 17B Keith Hamilton Street, West Mackay, from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. There will be free research, a morning tea catch-up at 10:30 a.m. and lucky door prizes. Families with kids aged 0 to 5 years are invited to visit the Mech next Tuesday for the free family fun morning to learn about the First 5 Forever program. It's on from 10 a.m. till noon in the North Foyer. Activities include storytelling, songs, craft, light and shadow play, music and movement, and 4 awesome themed discovery zones. If you're looking for something to do in Mackay tomorrow morning with the kids, head along to the Botanic Gardens for a special Friday guided walk and discover the plants that inspired the locally produced The Bungee Jumping Caterpillars book. And Anzac Day is just around the corner. You can check out the full details of Anzac services across the region on your local council's website. Remember, if you have an upcoming event, email news@mky@7.com.au, and I'll see you next time for Out and About.